Everyone, you can see we're back here today to make our Spider-Man gloves. First, what you'll need is a piece of paper and a pen. That's it. I'm using some cheap tracing paper that I got out of Poundland for £1. I think I got a stack of 80. What we're going to do now is draw a hand template. Just draw the shape of your hand. This is going to be a personalised fit. So just take the pen, place your hand flat out, with your fingers spread, palm flat to the paper. And now this looks like I'm doing it really fast. Just follow the natural shape of your hand, the natural line. Let the pen flow, or the pencil, whatever. You can just see now, you can't see. I look for a black marker, which I couldn't find. So I'm just going to go around the edges here for you guys, make it darkened up. Again, I am doing this at a fast pace, but in real time this is actually taking quite a bit of time, so spend some patience on it. What we're going to be doing now is just drawing the hand template and then the outer line. So this is going to be the outer rim that we're actually going to be cutting, and this is going to be for our sewing lines. You can hand sew it, you can hand stitch it, whatever you want. I'll be using a sewing machine. Right now we're just going to draw, I think maybe half a centimeter away from the actual shape itself, and that's going to give us our nice base so that we can sew in those lines, make it tight as we want, make it the nice sizes that we want. Just guys, follow your natural hand shape and then draw about half a centimeter, maybe a bit more out from the hand. Okay, so these are our sewing lines. You can use some paper, you can use some card, anything that you want to make a template, but this is going to be for a personalized fit. And thank you for watching the video, guys. So I've only recently just started to use templates, but guys, I don't really put them up, do them to a personalised fit. That's what I would say. Everyone has those different sizes, hands or whatever. Once you're done with both sides, I actually just had 2 pieces of paper on top of one another so that I got both sides. You can use the one template for both. Either way, I label one L and then I label the other one R for left and right. So that's both with our templates done. What we're going to be using next is the red Lycra fabric. But if you want to make them slightly bigger, you can see I didn't build into the forearm a bit more. I simply just cut some other square pieces that are going to fit in, or rectangular pieces. That's one done. If you want to elongate it that bit more, you can just continue on and make it that bit bigger. It's just in case when you're cutting your pieces or drawing the shapes, you don't keep in mind that you have to cut that bit longer. I did keep in mind, and I do remind you later on in the video. But if you want, you can just keep adding to your template. If one piece of paper isn't enough, put some tape in between those lines, and that could be for your whole forearm piece. Okay, what we're going to be doing, as I say, is using the red 4-way stretch Lycra fabric. I picked up the 4-way stretch in the Paragon Fabrics, and that was in store in my local fabric shop here in Belfast. So you can order online from cheap fabric shops. If you're in the US, you can use Joann's or Michael's. Completely up to you guys, but honestly, 4-way stretch Lycra fabric is perfect. It is the best thing to use for these tight fit suits and that nice body slim fit. All up to you and your sizes, and that's why we cut the template that's slightly bit bigger. Okay, so again, this is just 4-way stretch Lycra fabric, and the spelling will be in the description below. A pair of sharp scissors is very important also. When cutting this fabric or any fabric, a nice pair of sharp scissors is the best way to go. But you can see here, as I said before, I elongated down the piece and I made sure I left a good amount for my forearm. Simply, I just draw around the template, make sure you hold it down, and yeah, once you're done with that, you can't see the lines. That's why I was looking for the black marker. But I just cut around the shape slightly. I cut out a rough, estimate shape, so you can see right now. I'll cut it out slightly, and then if you want a better, grip of the fabric, you can just take it up onto a table. You can get up onto a chair. I lay it out flat so that you can see it all easily. Right now, I just have it on the table, and whatever best works for you. Don't be afraid to, flip the fabric around, get in some mad positions if you have to. Right here, make sure you cut, pardon me, right into the fingers. So okay, make sure you just you cut right into those fingers, but leave a good amount of room to sew. Okay, the sewing lines and the seam lines, you'll just want to make sure you sew right into those knuckles so that the glove will fit. Don't worry, I'll explain that all in the later video, or in the later stage. So right now we have our base cut. So you see we have our one shape that's already fitting for the right hand. If you just do this another 3 times, that is you using the Lycra fabric. You can use this for a green arrow, you can use it for a nightwing, you can use it for a red arrow. I know I always quote those, but a green lantern, completely up to you. But you can see I just have both of the templates laid on top of the Lycra fabric. Just cut these shapes now, and then we're going to the sewing machine. So I use an industrial grade sewing machine that is in the next stage. You can use hand stitching or hand sewing, completely up to you. Also, for your templates, if you want for a better fit, you can just lay down a mug or a counterweight on top of your piece so that it doesn't move about. But now we have all of our pieces for our gloves. Simply 2 sides for each glove. You can see now, both hands, 1 and 2 sides for each. 4 pieces all in all, and that is all it takes to get your nice tight glove fits. Again, use 4-way stretch Lycra fabric and a nice pair of sharp scissors. I would say that is vital in using this, and thank you for watching so much, guys. But what I use is an industrial grade sewing machine, so this cost me a couple of £100. If you want, these can be picked up cheaply on eBay or Amazon, but I'm watching Dead on Dave, guys, right now. Good podcast, good show host all around, guys. Please go check him out. That is Dead on Dave. That will be in the description below. Make sure you lay your pieces down flat. But again, as I say, these machines can be picked up cheaply online for around $100 for a good grade one. This is an industrial grade, so this is a couple of £100. You can see many times now, I show it in real time so that you can see I'm not a super whiz. I just do it very slow. This took me, I think, around 40 minutes all in all. Sorry for the hiccups. 40 minutes all in all to do this whole glove, and then it took me 40 minutes for the other one. Okay, and that includes additional prep pieces. You can see now the foot of the actual pardon me, the foot of the actual machine itself goes up many times. I make sure I get those nice curves and make sure you get down into those knuckles. So if you're ever going to be doing this, guys, you'll want to make sure you get right into those knuckle pieces. Make sure you get right into it, and this is maybe what it'll look like the first time you go around it. Okay, so it's nice and saggy. It's really doesn't look nice at the start. You know, some things have that bunched up fabric, but this is the initial sewing line. Just make sure both pieces go together. You'll want them both to stick together. You know, you have that initial shape. That's brilliant. Don't be distraught or don't be put off by the shape. Then, pardon me, once you go into the actual fingers, once you actually do some updates, you know, you can see the seam lines here around. I've tightened it up slightly. I've did various updates, like went into the knuckles. I have seen where it actually went wrong and where the fabric was bunching up initially, so I just turn it inside out. And this is another tip: if you want to use a pair of scissors or a pencil or a pen, you just want to poke out all that excess fabric in each finger. Make sure you get all that fabric pressed out, because again, this is tight fit fabric and it's going to bunch up no matter what. So push out all those edges, put on your glove, and you can see it fits so much better. This is a don't be distraught after the first initial sewing lines. Look at it, see what you have to fix, see what you have to tighten up. And you can see at the top of the fingers it still is a bit flappy. I have all that excess fabric here at the top, and you're going to get that no matter what, but we will clean that up in the end stages, guys. So yeah, this is the glove with all the fixtures to it. I've tightened it into the knuckles and in the fingers itself. It stretches. The 4-way stretch Lycra fabric is perfect. It also goes up to around my forearm, and it has that nice thwip hand. Thank you for watching so far, guys, and you can see just I have tightened it in slightly a bit more. I've matched it up to the forearm, so it actually wraps around my forearm with that nice line. I have a bit more finger movement. Right here there is no bunched up fabric at all, and I've actually fixed the fingers. So the seam lines just around the edges, I think there's at least 7 on each. I've went around it 7 to 8 times, and my voice is cracking so much, I apologize, but you can see now we have both our glove bases. Now I've tightened these in to where it fits me perfectly. You can see now the fingers, the seam lines all around the edges, and what we're going to be doing is cutting off all the excess. So you'll need a pair of sharp scissors, and you can see all the excess that I have around the edges. All those sewing lines that I don't need or don't have, but that's what the perfect thing is. You'll want to cut something bigger, so it's better to take away than to add to something. Always better to add or take away than add to it. So I just go around all the glove. I don't cut definitively or right against the actual sewing line. I leave I'd say a quarter or maybe half a quarter of a centimeter. I don't cut right into the sewing line or the actual, you know, lines that I did myself, the seam lines. I leave a good bit of amount, and you can see I cut a slight line into the knuckle. Again, not into the actual sewing lanes. I just make a slight cut into the fabric in the knuckles so that I have that movement within the fingers. Cut off any excess that you need, because it is a tight fit and it will bunch up. But both gloves now match up, and I try them both on. Here I press out all the fingers. Again, you'll want to maybe use a screwdriver, a pencil, a pen, push out all that excess fabric in the fingers, and they both fit perfect. So I'm about probably to attach these to the Spider-Man suit in the next video. These will match up easily with the blue and the red on any suit. You can see I have full mobility within the fingers. It's the whip hands, all I'll need to do is add the webs. So thank you so much for watching. For me, everyone here at Ireland, guys. Love you all, you're amazing. Please subscribe and comment, and always let your geek speak. If this helped, let me know down below, and then God bless, guys.